Mermaid Consultants has many online calculators which help experts of marine and offshore industry. Please visit www.mermaid-consultants.com. Scroll down and go to API Wind and Current Load Calculation, which is used for estimating the environmental loads. Shipmoor is an easy-to-use wharf for pierside mooring analysis computer program for use of port engineers and naval architects. It is based on the Ocimf and UFC recommendations, guidelines and procedures and includes Ocimf wind, current and wave drift coefficients for tanker moorings and gas carriers mooring. Shipmoor can be used in advance for planning of vessels mooring. It is very useful to optimize the mooring at the berth. At terminals, Shipmoor can be used to check the adequacy of terminal mooring equipment and to access if extra resources are required for adequate mooring. The need for and effectiveness of additional mooring lines can be decided, otherwise wind or current limitations can be decided for existing mooring setup. Tide tables, draft variations and trim variations can be fixed for future time-step analysis in advance and then used to check mooring line tending adequacy. Vessel crew can use Shipmoor for advanced planning of mooring line arrangement and can check line tending requirements. Vessel owners and operators can use Shipmoor to check the adequacy of vessel mooring equipment placement on new and existing vessels. It can help determine if vessels can be safely moored at various terminals, and if special limitations are necessary. Vessel and terminal personnel can train on Shipmoor to learn proper techniques of arranging and tending mooring lines. Advantages and problems of various mooring arrangements can be demonstrated. The time forward feature with tide, draft and trim changes will illustrate how to anticipate line tending and what is the best tending action. Key features: all types of inshore and offshore ship moorings. Options to include 16 mooring lines and up to 7 fenders. Suggest maximum excursion for vessel types and suggest mooring line arrangement. Inbuilt Ocimf methods and forcing moment coefficients. Inbuilt UCF methods and forcing moment coefficients. Accommodates time-based vessel draft and tide level variations. Auto-generation of wind or wave capability rosette. Option to lock vessel, berth data. Comprehensive rope and fender property database. Auto or manual pre-tension to set up mooring and optimize arrangement. Ship-to-ship option for side-by-side mooring. Shipmoor is a simple but extensive spreadsheet-based program, using the formulae recommended by Ocimf and UCF, which is very user-friendly for crew and non-technical persons. Shipmoor describes vessels' mooring arrangement and the placement of terminal mooring bollards. Locations are prepared on simple spreadsheets. The wind and current velocities and directions are then input to analyze planned mooring system by using Newton-Raphson approximation method. Lines that are loaded more than their safety limits are highlighted in red. Shipmoor has provision for input of initial and final draft and trim conditions and times. It also has provision for tide tables and local correction factors and even for tidal currents. Line tending requirements can be checked in future arrangement. At different times it will show line's tension level and will notify if there is any possibility of tension limit excursion. Shipmoor minimizes the need for the user to gather, calculate, and input other data relating to wind and current forces and the mooring line strengths and elasticities. A database of wind and current coefficients includes Ocimf, API and UCF wind and current coefficients for load calculations. Shipmoor has the option of auto-calculation of windage areas based on the vessel, present draft and trim. It then calculates the forces and moments applied by the specified wind and current. Other external forces also can be applied. Shipmoor database has the braking strength and load extension characteristics of mooring lines. Data are provided for wire, aramid, HMP, nylon double braid, nylon plaited and stranded, polyester, and polypropylene. Both new and used characteristics for the synthetic ropes are provided based on TTI and Ocimf test data. Synthetic tails on the ends of mooring wires are also included. Shipmoor actually considers nonlinear extension property of synthetic ropes used for tail line, which increases the accuracy of calculation. Shipmoor considers the actual length of main mooring line and tail line in its calculation by getting the inputs of winch, choke and bollards on the pier side. It calculates effects of fairlead and bollard elevations relative to vessel and pier decks. Winch brake limits can be set as limit of payout tension, which will help to reduce the possibility of damage to winch. Results can be printed as sent for verification by selecting these links. Still have any doubt? Write or contact us. Thank you for watching this video. Goodbye.